Good evening, my name's Rob Yates and I'm the CEO of Tetrakey.com. You may well have seen on our Facebook page that as from today, the 3rd of January 2017, every single day for the whole of this year, we're going to be doing a 10 to 15 minute business coaching Facebook live session every day of the week, Monday through to Friday. I wanted to share before I start today, because this is the first one we're doing in 2017, the why we're doing it. You see, we're really passionate about practicing what we preach. It's one of the unique differentiators between what we do at Tetrakey and what other business coaching, business program development businesses do. And the reason we're doing it is that we had a strategy for social media and marketing this year that involved doing 2 Facebook live sessions a week. And then on the 1st of January I was sat having supper with a lady who's an athlete, and she's a very good athlete. She's competed in Ironman triathlons all over the world, won them, she's very fit. And the following morning on the 2nd of January she was up at a very early hour to go training, and we all said some joking things towards her. And one of the things she said is that if she wants to be as good as she is and stay as good as she is in her triathlons, she has to be willing to do all of the things that nobody else is willing to do. She has to be able to be willing to train earlier, train later, train harder, train more often, train more frequently, and be completely and utterly consistent with what it is she does. And that set me thinking to readjust our strategy for this year with regards to our social media strategy. We'll talk about strategy more later. But I thought if I wanted to be as good as a world-class athlete, and if Tetrakey is to truly be the world's leading business coaching business, then we really should take a leaf out of her book and practice what we preach. So these sessions are all about you, they're for you, and it's part of us casting the biggest possible shadow out there into the world that we possibly can to enable business owners and executives to grow themselves, grow their businesses, and genuinely get world-class information for free. Your ticket to the game in this is really simple, and our mission is to cast our shadow as wide as possible. And all I'm going to ask you to do is every time you come and watch one of these videos, could you please click like and share at least once during the video, so that you pass on this information to all those people who are in your network, so that they get to grow, they get to develop, and they get to run the very best businesses, have the very best careers, be the very best bosses that they possibly can be. So please click like and share. I was working out what this really means, because the idea of 9 PM South African time, and that's 11 AM for all my clients on the Pacific coast of the USA, and it's 7 PM in the UK. What does it really mean? Well, for me it involves 260 Facebook live sessions this year. That means coming up with 260 different themes to pass on to you, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. That's some 43.5 hours worth of Facebook Live content that we're going to give you for free. Or, if you want to look at it another way, 2,600 minutes of content that we want to give you this year for free, so that at the end of this year we can hear from you about how your business and how you as an individual have grown through this year with us. For me as well, that's put my content of video filming up this year to just short of 4,500 projected hours. So hopefully things like the lighting, my delivery, and whatever else will be better by December 2017. So it's very exciting for us. What are we going to cover in this? Well, over these sessions we want to bring in new concepts and ideas to enable you to go forwards. We want to bring in the things that are really going to make you grow, that are really going to allow you to have a year that is the difference that makes the difference for you, where the resolutions and goals that you may well have set now turn from what sometimes are dreams into realities by the end of this year, if not sooner. And we really want to serve you and serve your needs. So if you have ideas of things you'd like us to to deliver, please put them in the comments box. Tell us just an idea of a topic, a theme, a heading or something, and we will do our very best to give that to you throughout the year. So please, as I said, the ticket to the game for this is to be the very best leader version of you. Is to like the posts, like the Facebook live sessions every time you watch one, and certainly share it with your network, so that not only are we sharing it with you, but you're sharing it with all of your folks as well, and that far more people than just I could help through my network and our social media platforms can benefit from this. And we don't want to take too much of your time. So this is going to be 10 to 15 minutes every evening. And of course, if you can't make it one evening, well, these will be up on our Facebook page every day, and you'll be able to go and watch them at a different time. This evening, I started off by mentioning that we had a strategy for our social media for this year, and only 3 days into this year, we've changed it. And I wanted to talk to you about strategy, because all of the other business coaches and everybody out there, and even ourselves, were talking at the end of last year about getting your strategies for success in order for this year, documenting down your goals, sharing them, etc, etc, etc. But what I want to share with you is where do most businesses, most executives, most corporations let themselves down with their strategies? Why is it that strategy becomes a dirty word? Why is it that strategies are rarely fully accomplished? And there's 3 core reasons for why. Now, these whys are universal across anything from one of the world's largest corporations that may employ 15 to 20,000 people, all the way down to a small business that only has 4 or 5 or even less employees. These whys, why these plans and strategies don't work. And the first reason why is that your business strategy should be reviewed at least once a week. That's not to say it has to be changed once a week, but a bit like my thought on New Year's Day around our social media. We have to be constantly monitoring the environment about us and taking and actioning the opportunities that are there in front of us, the things that can allow us to achieve things quicker, more effectively, more efficiently, for less cost. Because what generally happens with strategies is, let's say somebody's got a marketing strategy within their business, is they go about doing it with blinkers on. And they carry on doing the same thing in the same way. They struggle to reach the strategic goals at the end of the period, which for most small businesses is about 12 months. And they just miss the opportunity, which actually could be that with some tweaks and some changes, they actually could have achieved it by the middle of the year or even sooner. So your strategy needs to be reviewed at least once a week, and that I would suggest is 1 hour every Monday morning that is only about strategy. It is not about operations, it's not about finances, it's not about what the business is doing, working in the business, it's about working on the business. Maybe it might be building something that we are going to tweak and change or monitor more closely. And so reviewing it on a weekly basis and how we're going about executing our strategy is the area number 1 where most businesses miss. And so for you, I'd encourage you to put an hour every Monday morning in your diary where you consciously work on your business. The second area is that strategy needs to be participative. one person only has one idea, but you generally find that 10 people can have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ideas. And so the participation of your workforce, of even your customers in your strategy, is vital to your strategic success. That means that you need to do the third thing where most businesses fall apart, which is how they communicate and the level of energy and enthusiasm that they put in with their strategy. You see, most of the people who have to go and deliver your strategy haven't actually been part of the build as a whole, and are kind of people who probably operate on a version of Groundhog Day, you know, that every Monday is Monday. And every Tuesday is Tuesday, and days don't really change. And those people are often motivated to change by the enthusiastic and energetic communication of where we're going, what we're doing, and what the benefits are for those people, the why behind doing this. Because any good strategy will involve a chunk of maintenance, carrying on doing what we're doing, but also then the change or the growth of taking what we're doing and turning it into something more, something different. So those are the three areas where most businesses' strategy falls apart. It's not reviewed on a regular enough basis and not altered on a regular enough basis to become more effective and more efficient. Often that's because we're all too concerned with the operations of our business and not actually about the business of a whole. We don't always involve our workforce to the highest possible degree, and therefore their level of ownership in the strategy is often decreasing throughout the year, to the point that in many businesses the strategy document or the piece of paper that it's written on just becomes something that's on the shelf covered in dust or in the bin or somewhere else, often very quickly within the year. In fact, a business I was working in last year, their plan for the year I found on the third week of January, just placed on a top shelf out of the way, almost as though it was an inconvenience to the workforce. And then how this strategy is communicated. What are the benefits to the workforce for maintaining what they're doing and also growing and changing with the business to achieve? What is it that they're going to get out of it? Is it going to be more satisfaction, more cash, more enjoyment, more flexibility, more freedom, or whatever it is that's going to be beneficial to them? And so that's today's thoughts on strategy and going forwards with your strategy. As I said, we're going to be doing this for 10 minutes every day, Monday to Friday, for the entirety of this year, some 260 sessions. Please, in the comments section, write any topics that you'd like to see us cover around business, around understanding yourself, around understanding your workforce and driving others to higher levels of performance. Any one of those particular things. We want to share with you what we do to drive our 8 businesses, some of the dilemmas that we go through and how we go through our decision-making processes to keep the businesses growing and profitable. Because all too often we find that people are exposed to large quantities of information, but they don't really get to see the nitty-gritty hard decisions and thought processes that business owners who are successful need to go through on a regular basis. As I said, your ticket to the game for playing in this is to spread the shadow as wide as you possibly can. And all I simply want you to do is please click like and share this video every time you come and participate. Any questions you have to ask as we're going along, please ask. And that's it for me today. I'd like to wish you all a wonderful start to 2017. It's the 3rd of January. We've got so much to go and do this year, so many exciting things to go and achieve, and I look forward to working, playing and following all of your success throughout 2017. Have a good rest of your day or evening, and I look forward to seeing you same time, same place tomorrow, where we're going to be looking at some thoughts around consistency as a business owner and the big benefits to your profitability that consistency can bring. So my name's Rob Yates, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good day further. Bye.